Then have a family, and I got 3 kids now, and it's a whole long road later, and I have a much better sort of perspective on it all, although it still can be very confusing and difficult to deal with.
When you was around Diddy, did you ever see him put his hands on Jennifer Lopez?
Well, he didn't do any violence to Mrs. J.Lo. That's why I didn't see any violence. It's a different breed, bruh. He wasn't going to risk himself like that. And plus, a lot of people didn't like him. J.Lo mother didn't like him. Benny Medina didn't like him. If he would have ever touched Miss Lopez in any kind of aggressive way, she would have said something. Man, listen to me. The whole Bronx would have been on Puff. It's a different class. He knew that she was an actress, she was a singer. He did put her on a pedestal, but he still was seeing Kim. So I don't think that she had those experiences. People only do what you let them do. If he would have did that to her, he would only had one time. You see, when he ran out the club and left her after that shooting at China, she ain't want to be with him no more.
During the federal raids on Sean Diddy Combs' homes in Los Angeles and Miami earlier this year, it was reported that Diddy had cameras everywhere in his house and that he kept videotapes of prominent people engaging in compromising actions and illicit activities hidden in his safe.
What if everything you thought you knew about Jennifer Lopez was a lie? She's been one of Hollywood's most beloved stars for decades. A triple threat, red carpet icon, and picture-perfect celebrity. But behind the designer gowns and glamorous love stories lies a shadow that refuses to stay buried. And now, that shadow is roaring back to life. Federal agents raided music mogul Diddy's homes earlier this year, and what they reportedly found could blow open a scandal that's been quietly brewing for over 2 decades. The tapes, the secrets, the names, and at the center of it all, Jennifer Lopez. Ben Affleck is done staying silent, and the rumors about what he's ready to say, they're explosive. Let's break it down. It started with flashing lights and sealed warrants. In early 2024, federal agents executed coordinated raids on 2 of the most secure homes in American entertainment, Sean Diddy Combs' sprawling mansions in Los Angeles and Miami. But this wasn't your average celebrity legal drama. This time, the stakes were much higher, and the targets, way bigger. What agents reportedly found wasn't just money, drugs, or paperwork. It was surveillance. A lot of surveillance. According to insider leaks, Diddy had installed cameras in nearly every corner of his properties. Hallways, bedrooms, private rooms where business and pleasure blurred dangerously. But here's where it gets disturbing. Those cameras weren't just for security. Rumors suggest they were recording high-profile guests doing things they'd never want the public to see. And Diddy? He allegedly kept the footage. We're talking tapes. Vaults of them. Tapes that could ruin reputations, end careers, and maybe even send people to prison. Names started flying in whisper networks. Celebrities, executives, politicians. But one name echoed louder than the rest. Jennifer Lopez. Sources close to the investigation claimed that footage involving her was discovered during the raids. What exactly was on it? No one knows for sure. But even the possibility was enough to light a wildfire across social media. Comment sections exploded. Reddit threads ran wild. Was Jenny just collateral damage? Or was she deeper in than anyone thought? What followed was a silence so loud it raised more questions than answers. No public statement, no denial, just a sudden shift. Jennifer and Ben Affleck, who had just rekindled their marriage, were suddenly on opposite sides of the camera flash. And then came the rumors that the FBI didn't just collect the tapes, they started showing them. And one of the people they allegedly showed them to? Ben Affleck. That's when everything started to fall apart. At first, their rekindled love story seemed like a fairy tale ripped straight out of a tabloid dream. Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck, 2 megastars, 2 decades apart from their first engagement, reunited under the spotlight, hand in hand, giving fans the romance arc they thought they'd never see again. But behind the kisses on red carpets and those viral wedding photos in Georgia, something darker was brewing. And it wasn't long before cracks started to show. The public saw the tension. Videos of Ben slamming car doors, looking exhausted, avoiding the press. Memes made light of it. Sad Affleck became a thing again. But what most people didn't realize was that what they were seeing might not have been marriage fatigue. It may have been the moment Ben realized the woman he married was keeping a secret. According to multiple sources close to federal agents involved in the Diddy investigation, The FBI reached out to Ben, not as a suspect, not as a target, but as a courtesy. But this wasn't your typical, by the way, kind of heads up. Insiders say the meeting was private, tightly controlled, and deeply unsettling. Agents reportedly told Ben, there are things you need to see, things involving your wife. And what he saw? That was the breaking point. Allegedly, Ben was shown excerpts from seized footage, tapes from inside Diddy's private estates, tapes that reportedly included compromising moments involving Jennifer Lopez. Maybe it was something she did. Maybe it was something she allowed to happen. Or maybe it was something she covered up. Whatever it was, the story goes, it was enough to shatter the trust between them. Friends close to Ben say he was devastated, not just because of what he saw, but because of what it meant. This wasn't just about the past. It wasn't about old flames or teenage mistakes. This was about legality, morality, who she really was, and whether he ever truly knew her. Even more shocking, rumors suggest this wasn't the first time Ben had doubts. According to anonymous Hollywood insiders, Ben had long been warned to stay away from J.Lo, that her past with Diddy wasn't just messy, it was dangerous. But Ben didn't listen. He loved her, or at least the version of her he believed in, until the evidence said otherwise. And now, reports say he's ready to speak up, whether it's as a witness in a federal case, a quiet testimony to investigators, or a bombshell leak to the media. Ben Affleck, Hollywood's tortured golden boy, may be the one to finally pull back the curtain on Jennifer Lopez's most guarded secrets. And if what he's holding on to gets out, it won't just change the way people see Jennifer Lopez. It could unravel a web of silence Hollywood's been protecting for decades. The plot thickened when Suge Knight, currently behind bars, dropped a massive bombshell from his prison podcast, Collect Calls with Suge Knight. He claimed that Ben Affleck wasn't just blindsided. He was part of a quiet internal operation to expose Jennifer Lopez's past with Diddy. According to Suge, tapes existed tying J.Lo to acts that go way beyond typical Hollywood mess. He even hinted that she might have played a role in helping Diddy avoid accountability over the years. And it gets darker. Suge suggested Jennifer wasn't just caught up in the chaos. She might have been actively helping to cover it up, or worse, pulling strings. Let's rewind to the infamous 1999 nightclub shooting. Jennifer Lopez and Diddy were partying in New York when shots rang out. Rapper Shine ended up behind bars, while Diddy and Jennifer walked free. At the time, it looked like a lucky break. But now, people are questioning everything. According to Suge, the newly resurfaced tapes might show who really pulled the strings that night. And if that's true, the narrative that Jennifer was just an innocent girlfriend starts to fall apart. Rumors suggest she may have helped Diddy throw Shine under the bus to protect both of their careers, allegedly. But if even a fraction of that's true, this wasn't just a scandal, it was a calculated escape. Jennifer's first husband, Ojani Noah, thought he married a rising star. What he got instead, he claims, was a nightmare. All thanks to Diddy. In an explosive interview, Ojani said everything changed once J.Lo started working with Diddy. She became distant, cold, almost like a different person. And when she left him, she didn't just walk away. He says she smeared his name, took him to court, and personally blocked him from jobs in entertainment. His claims are brutal, that she destroyed his life, ruined his future, and never once gave him a reason why. And just a few months later, Jennifer went public with Diddy. The timing, suspicious, the damage, permanent. From the outside, Diddy and Jennifer were the couple. MTV red carpets, matching outfits, paparazzi mayhem. They were the moment. But behind the scenes, it was pure chaos. Jennifer has since admitted their relationship nearly broke her. In a 2003 interview, she said being with Diddy made her feel like she was going crazy. Emotional damage, turmoil, toxicity. There are even rumors, still unverified, that Diddy once cheated on her during a party. She was throwing for him. Upstairs, she celebrated. Downstairs, he was allegedly doing her dirty. And yet, she stayed. For years. Back in 2002, Jennifer Lopez sat down with Diane Sawyer in a now resurfaced interview. She was composed, controlled, but rewatching it now, it feels like a warning wrapped in restraint. Diane asked her straight, "Were you afraid of him?" Jennifer said no, but her eyes told a different story. She spoke carefully. He wasn't doing anything wrong. He was just being himself. And if I was unhappy, I had to do something. It sounded like strength, but in light of Diddy's current charges, trafficking, racketeering, prostitution, it now sounds like a woman trying not to set off a bomb. Was she afraid, controlled, or just trying to protect herself? Even years later, Diddy's influence never really left Jennifer Lopez. Her marriages struggled, her trust issues grew, and somehow his name kept surfacing, again and again. Some say she's never tried to expose him because she's scared of what he knows, or what he still has. Others think the power he held over her was more emotional, a grip that fame, fear, and history formed into something unshakable. And now, with the FBI involved, Ben Affleck pulling away, and old secrets crawling back into the spotlight, the world is finally asking, how deep does this go? So here's the real question. Was Jennifer Lopez a victim caught in Diddy's storm, an accomplice who looked the other way, or someone far more involved than we ever imagined? Let me know what you think in the comments. And if you thought this story was wild, check out our other deep dives on celebrity scandals, courtroom drama, and unfiltered Hollywood truth, because in this town, nothing stays hidden forever.